Hello and welcome to my presentation on histograms. As you can see, this is an A to A star topic, and I've highlighted for you some different questions that can be asked at different levels. This can be a really tricky topic to get your head around, and even the brightest of students will struggle with it. Here is a starter activity. Pause the video and have a go. Once again, I would like you to think about what the barriers for learning would be at this point and what background content might you have to introduce in order for students to be able to answer these questions. Histograms can be made very easy if you remember some key things. You have to use continuous data to draw a histogram. The area of the bar is the frequency, and the data can be represented using unequal and equal class widths. Students need to remember that frequency density is equal to frequency divided by class width. The first thing that you need to do is add a row underneath your table. You label this one class width and you work out the difference between the intervals. So for example, on the first one, it will be 60 minus 40 and that gives you 20. Next, you will have to work out the frequency density. This can be done by taking the frequency and dividing it by the class width, as shown in the example given. You then plot the histogram the exact same way you would plot a bar chart, the only difference being in this case that the class intervals will not be even. And instead of plotting frequency, you will be plotting against frequency density. Here are some examples for you to try. Pause the video and have a go. You need to calculate the class width and the frequency density for all examples and draw the bar chart to represent it. While you are completing these questions, think about what difficulties students would have. What sort of level could you teach this to? Is there any way that you could adapt this topic to suit a lower level student? Hopefully you are able to all draw a histogram. The next thing that you need to be able to do, and also show the students how to do, is calculate the frequency from a histogram. You also need to be able to interpret what a histogram is telling you. Here is another starter for you to try, have a go, and then you can see the answers. If you need to calculate the frequency, you need to remember that the initial equation can be rearranged to give you frequency is equal to frequency density times by class width. In this question here, you are actually given the histogram. The y-axis shows you frequency density and the x-axis is given to you in time. You are asked then to complete the frequency table. You need to remember and encourage students to remember that the area of the bar is equal to the frequency. Can you think of any barriers to learning that students might have at this point? Examples would be, can they read an axis correctly? It may come to surprise you that even the most intelligent students are not able to read an axis correctly. If the students are not able to tell the exact height of the bar, then they will not get the frequency correct. Part B of this question asks you to estimate the number of students who spent longer than 50 minutes on the internet. You need to take a look at the bar that has 50 minutes in it. This will be located on your x-axis. You can see that the class interval gives you from 50 to 60 and the height of that bar is 0.4. So in order to work out the frequency of that, we do 10 multiplied by 0.4 to get our answer. For this question here, you are simply asked how many pupils are between 120 centimetres and 145 centimetres. The first thing that you will need to do is fill in the frequency. Remember again that the area of the bar is equal to the frequency. Once you have done this, you need to isolate the area between 120 and 145. My recommendation would be to work out the areas individually and then add them together. There are now 3 exam style questions for you to try. Please have a go at them all, and the marking scheme is at the end.